Now, yesterday in court, Cassie's mom took the stand. Her name is Regina Ventura, and she got on the stand and said, she got on the stand and alleged that Diddy demanded $20,000 from her and her husband, which they paid at a drop of a dime, because he was upset that Cassie was dating Kid Cudi. Now, her testimony was very short and to the point. The prosecutors asked her a few questions about, just her relationship, the background when she met him. And she said, my daughter was his artist, and then it progressed into her dating him. She moved to LA, and we would only see her certain times. She then began to talk about how, those certain times would be Cassie coming home for the holidays. She went into one holiday where Cassie came home in December. Cassie came home, and this was after she had called Cassie before and been like, hey, I'm hearing or I'm reading these blind items online that are saying that, that are alleging that Diddy's putting his hands on you, that you got beat up in the back of a car. What's going on? And she said, Cassie said, no, Mom, that's not me. That's not us. That didn't happen. But the Cassie came home this one Christmas, and she had marks on her body, and they then had to sit down and have a conversation about the physical abuse that Cassie was experiencing. In that moment, her mom said that they took pictures. Mind you, we had seen these pictures in the court because they talked about it with Cassie when she was on the stand. But her mom came and added some more context as to why they took pictures of the bruises. And her mom said it was simply because we wanted to memorialize the moment. We wanted to basically have... I know that this is happening. Have proof that it's happening. Exactly. Then she talked about Kid Cudi. The mom, Cassie's mom, talked about Kid Cudi coming to her home and visiting her, being there for a few days. But then they got to the $20K, and the mom said Diddy was upset. He reached out and allegedly told her, "Look, I just spent $20,000 on Cassie, and now she's dating Kid Cudi, and I need to recoup my money. So y'all send me this money." And this was after they had gotten this email that Cassie had sent, they, as in Cassie's parents, detailing the fact that Diddy had these sex tapes allegedly that he threatened Cassie to release, and he had threatened her that something was going to happen to her and Kid Cudi, and that his hands weren't going to be, it wasn't going to come from his hands. He would actually be out of the country. Cassie sent that email to her mom because, again, I think she just wanted some record of it because she was, she was scared allegedly. Her mom was like, okay, so we get told about these sex tapes that caught me off guard, and all this stuff is catching me off guard. And then he calls talking about, allegedly he calls talking about this $20,000 demand. She said they went and took out a home equity loan, paid the $20,000, and the prosecutor said, well, why did you guys pay it? Why did you? And she said, we were scared for our daughter's lives. So they paid the money. 4 to 5 days later, before that, let me back up. The prosecutor then asked her, well, how did you even know how to pay the money and who to pay it to? She says Cassie's mom alleges that one of Diddy's bookkeepers sent an email with all of the information of how to wire it to him. They sent it. 4 to 5 days later, the money came back. No conversation, no nothing. They never spoke to him about it.
That's one of the specific things in the lawsuit. They said that he was using sex tapes and sexual images to blackmail.
Yes.
Cassie.
Other people. Now I think, they should have known before, but now I guess people can understand why Cassie and Cassie's family is going so hard. If you call me, my daughter, and say, you got my daughter's sex tape and I'm going to release it for $20,000 and you're a $100 millionaire.
And I had to take out a home loan?
I had to take a home loan to pay that.
Man.
Because you had the money. You didn't need the money. You did it because you just wanted to make me do it.
Exactly.
I'm going to try to bury you. If not, try to hurt you myself.
No, let me tell you, talking about hurt you myself. Her mom then talked about another incident where they flew into LA for Cassie's 30th birthday. And this was Cassie's birthday is in August. So she was like, it's August. We fly into LA for Cassie's birthday. It's her 30th. So, they're excited. That's their baby. They get there, and Diddy and Cassie allegedly are already going through their things, and there's an incident that goes down where Diddy takes Cassie's phone allegedly, and her mom, Cassie tells her mom, and her mom is trying to get the phone back, so they're outside of Cassie's apartment. Cassie's mother, Diddy, and allegedly D-Rock arguing. Cassie's mom said, I was yelling at him. I was trying to hit him. The only reason she alleged she couldn't get to him is because D-Rock was in the middle of them. So now you have this older woman outside trying to fight you to get her baby's phone back, allegedly, right? D-Rock's in the middle. She said, Cassie's mom says that Diddy did not give the phone back, but he did give the phone back, but when he left with Cassie's car, allegedly. It was a Jaguar car that he left with, and the prosecutor's like, well, how did you know that he left with the car? She said, I saw it drive off. So then that goes back to a lot of what Cassie was saying on stand originally, he controlled everything. He would take things when he got upset, allegedly. He would do different things. So she kind of had to do her job, as she kept mentioning.
And what about Kid Cudi? I heard Kid Cudi's taking a stand.
Kid Cudi is taking a stand. I want to say before we get to Kid Cudi, Cassie's mother was the first witness that Diddy's team did not cross. They didn't ask her no questions. The lawyer stood up, introduced himself, and said, "I have no questions for you." That was the first time we ever seen that in court. Because what you gonna say to that woman?
Nothing.